Kennedy, Portland, Oregon, I think today on the show you probably know it better than anybody. What is Ted Wheeler talking about? Go out and round up your neighbors and rat them out, and you just go out and you find those rioters. Let him go first and take his Democrat friends with him, and let's see how many people they round up.
This is what happens to your city when you appease fascists, and that's what Ted Wheeler has done. And he has helped maintain this climate for 9 months. So if you got pregnant at the beginning of the Portland riots, you would have a baby now. That's a pretty incredible thought, and it's only getting worse and worse. Why would you want to be a cop in a place like that when, you know, the people who are assaulting you, they're not charged? You know, and if you are able to arrest them, they are free to go within a few hours, and the DA is not going to prosecute people who assault other people, who commit arson. This is not freedom. This is the opposite of freedom. And Ted Wheeler now realizes that people are free to choose to visit other cities and start businesses in other places and go to other states that have not devolved into this dumpster fire.
Kayleigh, you and I have talked about, and I know the former president and I have talked about it, President Trump, about the realities for police in the last year and what they have faced. You told us, I believe it was last week, what you saw up close and personal that they were experiencing.
Yeah, that's right. And you had people like Ted Wheeler, when federal officers went into his city, he called them paramilitary forces and said he stood with the protesters. Well, now here we are 10 months later. He totally demonized our officers, our federal forces who were just there to help. And let me tell you a little bit about what they were enduring during my time in the White House. When the federal officers went in, these protesters tried to burn down a building that they were in. They had commercial-grade fireworks launched at them. Some of them suffered temporary blindness from lasers. One had a nail impaled through his hand. And you have the sitting mayor saying these are paramilitary forces, and he stands with the protesters. My gosh. And I remember going on with you, Harris, on Outnumbered Overtime in July. And I said, look, there are two models. There's the cooperative model, where a mayor or governor, rather, like in Wisconsin after Kenosha, invited federal officers in, supported them, and got control of that city and his state. And then you have the non-cooperative model with Ted Wheeler, who now, 10 months later, as Kennedy said, you could have a baby by now, has allowed this to go on in his city and enabled it as officers put their lives on the line to try to maintain the peace.
So true. I feel like we need to hear more from that mayor, because he really did, for a while there, insist on speaking. Remember that day that the scrum of people around him were just trying to get him off the stage? They didn't want to hear from him anymore. Here he is defunding police back in June, talking about that. Ted Wheeler.
We decided to reinvest $1 million from the police budget back into a community-driven process to support Black children here in Portland. We're taking resources from the police bureau and supporting the education and nurturing of Black children in our community. But we've also looked at fundamentally reshifting our first responder program. You can describe it as a tipping point, however you want to describe it. What clearly is called for is transformative change.
Look, Emily, nobody is going to begrudge anybody for wanting to help children of all backgrounds, ethnicities, and races. That's not what this has ever been about. What he's talking about is taking resources away from a city at a time in which it was literally on fire at times with people in the streets. And now he wants those citizens to go out and do the job of police for free.
That's exactly right. The only transformative change those citizens saw was their skyline burning down. Here's the thing about that mayor. During the last year, he was also up for re-election, but he won because the other options in the buffet of socialism were even worse. He just last month tried to backpedal his ridiculous decisions a year ago and tried to infuse a $2 million one-time surge back into the police department to address gun violence. Unanimously, the city council commissioners said no. They said then you get $6 million to address gun violence, but you cannot give $1 of it to the police department. So what happens? Now they give $1 million to park rangers to patrol the parks when, remember, we covered the story where 2 park rangers were chased by a man with a knife and they then had to call 911 to get the cops to come and arrest that guy. $4 million of it went to nonprofits in Portland to address gun violence. So to your point, Harris, about his call to action for citizens, they are also now relying on philanthropists and nonprofits to make those streets safe. And then the final surge, get this is the kicker, is to reallocate 14 officers to create a gun violence intervention team, because remember, they eradicated the gun violence reduction team last summer. And here's the final point. You know the last building that those Antifa destroyers burned to the ground? The Boys and Girls Club. That city is a complete example of what happens when you fester and placate, to Kennedy's point, not only the fascists, but those destructive protesters, and you don't stand with a spine like the rest of the citizens are. And quick point, too, about Seattle, where I'm sitting, we've lost over 200 officers, and recently it's been called a staffing crisis by the chief and the deputy mayor of this town, as well as the president of the Downtown Business Association, because those people are seeing clearly that officers are leaving in droves, not to mention, to Joe Concha's points, all of the statistics about injuries and deaths and dying by suicide. And yet our public safety chair here says, oh no, it's not because we decimated the budget. Oh no, it's not because we took away all of the overtime that here police departments use to, for example, stay proficient and current with their scuba diving and boating, things that this water town needs. We are seeing the complete destruction of it with it doesn't seem to me that there's going to be any turn back, because as long as those people sit on the city council, they're making these ridiculous decisions that do not reflect the people who live here, nor their safety.
Well, look, it's across the country, too. I mean, New York, we're seeing people leave in droves from the NYPD. I mean, it is spreading. Your phrase was a buffet of socialism. I wrote it down. Worth remembering.